5,170 pounds, Rockwood 2509S coming in with a new front end here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. I'd prefer it not to be snowing, but there's a lot of things I'd prefer about this world that don't always come true. If you'd like to see if we have one of these in stock and available, all you got to do is, visit the link in our video description. It says check for price and availability. You can see if we have one of these in stock, how it's equipped, what we're asking. We don't do hidden dealer fees. We put it all right on the table. If you don't see one on our website, it's because we're sold out currently and we're getting more. This might be the very best-selling mini Lite Rockwood makes. No, actually, I cancel that. That's the 2104S. This is in the top 5, however, and considering this is the most successful ultralight brand in the United States of A, even top 5 says quite a bit. Now, you're noticing the redesigned, retouched front end. Very little on this mini Lite has changed from the previous generation. Really, the biggest thing here is they wanted to revise the front end to improve their windshield on their normal mini Lites, which comprise the majority of mini Lite production. Well, by standardizing their build model here, they were able to bring a giant front windshield to a Murphy bed, which is not something that has really been done a lot in the market before. It was available previously. The front wall was always jigged for a front windshield. It was something like a $500 option to upgrade to it, but generally speaking, the Murphy bed floor plans, this is a floor plan where you're not going to get a lot of benefit of that front windshield, because during the day, the bed covers the windshield, and at night, you're probably going to pull that privacy shade more often than not. Who knows? Maybe not. We have custom built 2 or 3 previous generation mini Lites with a windshield, so maybe they're onto something here. I don't know. This is an interesting touch on your mini series, though. They've added a very toy hauler-like front little cargo deck rack thing. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, you can put, especially if you turn that battery box sideways, you could put multiple different batteries on here. You could also put maybe like a small portable generator. And it's awesome that they have a spot to do that built into the RV now, as opposed to needing to go to a bumper mount, which frankly can sacrifice your structural warranty. Now, due to the weather conditions and due to the fact that I keep backing into stuff behind me, the outside tour here is probably not going to be as in-depth as normal. So I'm just going to kind of gloss over some high points here. We've got all aluminum structure. This is laminated walls, laminated slide, laminated roof. I'm trying not to open storage as much as I can on this because I don't want snow to get in it. I'm sure you can understand that. Review our website and you'll see a lot of pictures where we might have some of those things open where we can. Again, it's all kind of subject to weather conditions. When the weather gets nicer, hopefully I get a chance to come back out and reshoot some footage that isn't, looking like the abominable snowman's camper. The floor has a plywood roof deck. It's on longitudinal aluminum floor studs that are basically they run the length of the RV, and they're set 12 inches on center. So this has the exact same floor construction, has the biggest, baddest 17,000 pound luxury fifth wheel you've ever seen. Roof is full walk-on. It's actually double arched inside and outside. You might notice that little black fin sticking up off the top we're about to lose sight of. That is a Max Air vent fan cover. Even these little minis have the bigger Max Air vent fan, which, usually that's something more reserved for like luxury fifth wheels. But that's kind of Rockwood doing Rockwood things, guys. That's where they've differentiated themselves. Because I have similar versions of this floor plan. Most similar version would be the 24 MBH Whitehawk here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. But my point here is that Rockwood's kind of set themselves apart by doing high-level luxury things in a small, lightweight, towable class. And they've really, really strongly defined themselves as like one of the ideal retirement campers out there. I love the fact that this is short enough I can easily capture the whole thing within this footage right here. If you're looking for something that is shorter length, easier to tow, this is definitely going to be on the list. If you're looking for an RV that has all the fun features, like we got the slick-looking frameless windows. Now, remember that the one that we have in this video may not be the one in stock. For instance, we applied the full champagne skin color package to this out here. We've got a ladder on the back here. There's things in this video that aren't necessarily standards. Let's see, I latched that down. Hold on. Again, trying to keep snow out of this as much as I can. Now, again, the you can see for picture purposes, I had the outside kitchen out very briefly and got a little snow on that. I need to double back later and wipe that out. I'm not going to leave that there, so you don't got to worry about any damage or anything. Not that a little snow ever would. It's just the principle of respecting someone else's property eventually. Anyway, so this outside kitchen does telescope out. It can lock in place. You've got a real sink with a real drain. And again, review our picture tour on our website, because really, to really get the full idea of an RV here at Haylett RV, you kind of, I recommend to combine the views and the information that we present via our photo tours in conjunction with this right here. Like, for instance, if I was standing here and I took a still photo of this on our website, you'd see that I describe how this is a maximum length awning. It's got a tilt adjust to it. Full length LED lighting at the awning base. The Wi-Fi Ranger. Wi-Fi Ranger! No silver bullets required, kids. It, basically, this has a built-in router, signal booster, access point, whatever you want to call it. This has it. Outside TV, you know, I said this is going to be short, and I just ended up doing full Monty here, as it were. But out your interior TV, the TV that comes standard with this, can dismount. It can remount out here. You've got your TV hookups right below, next to the grilling station. That's what this guy is. They have a side mount grilling station, and I like how they're putting their propane connection actually in the sidewall as opposed to under the skirt. Not that there's anything wrong with it under the skirt, but I prefer it on the sidewall, so that your grill connection anyway, so that you know, road spray and debris can't get to it. Quick solar prep plug, all LED lighting inside and out. And kind of round out the exterior, with the exception of one more major factor I want to discuss, and that is the suspension. This is something you cannot appreciate until you've had it. And something I thought was cool is a person who bought one of these from us recently went out of their way to hand write a letter and sent it to me the other day. And I've always, you know, handwritten correspondence, guys, it just has such a bigger impact and pull than you know, non-handwritten correspondence, as it were, like an email. It's just so impersonal anymore. Anyway, so they said, you know, we weren't sure. We'd never owned an RV before. We watched a lot of your videos, and nobody can ever be really sure until they take one home. And everything you said was right. Everything you said was true. And I think that's just, it was one of the greatest things to hear this, that, you know, it's not like I wasn't sure that was true. I've got a lot of years of experience doing this here. But they said, you know, the suspension stuff on the Rockwood you're talking about, the towing, all that was true. This is so great. We're so happy we went to Rockwood. And we really thank you for giving us the education. You know, they didn't have to buy brand X, Y, or Z and then learn what they do and don't like about it and then come back to the Rockwood. No, they got to buy their second camper the first time. That's our goal here at Haylett RV. We like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind return sales, of course. I'm not stupid. But referral sales. We have already had 2 or 3 referrals off that customer because we shot them straight the first time. That's what we do here. I think we're good on the outside. Let's hop in. Once again, important to note, the one that we have here in this video may not be, probably is not, the exact one that we have in stock. Now, this is our preferred equipment loadout, so this is generally how they're going to look here at Haylett's. But due to this model's popularity, there are times where we'll call Rockwood. Let me get this door out of the way. There are times we call Rockwood, say, whatever you got, get it to us now, N-A-O-W, now. And, you know, we'll figure it out later next time we put in a big bulk restock order, because sometimes we'll sell out of things quicker than expected. That being said, we pretty much always have a 2509S on constant reorder status. Why is that? Why is this thing so freaking popular? That's, you know, that's the question. That's what I want to answer here. So, what you need to do is really compare this. Rockwood really only compares to other Rockwoods, because they are not the price-sensitive lightweight. You really only start comparing the price of a Rockwood to another Rockwood, because it does have so much more equipment in so many areas as compared to almost any brand. Now let's start up front here, because this is the big new update, is that, and you don't really see it. And like I said, this is why in this floor plan, the front windshield doesn't really affect your day-to-day dealings, because most of the time, what you're dealing with here is, you know, a front wall. So you don't really see the windshield. Now, when you drop the bed, obviously you can see the windshield, but remember that oh God, I just lost my train of thought. Remember that, you know, you're probably going to be running that nightshade at night in front of that front window. So what this model gives you is super slide, space, and comfort. All the furniture and trimmings of a super slide in a much smaller, lighter weight, shorter towing, easier parking, non-super slide model. We still have our front bed up here, but during the day, you don't need the front bed. You know, that's something that you really need at night. Now, when you drop it at night, you have his and hers side closets. You have these handy side drawers over here, and these big side stands are actually what makes that very large exterior pass-through storage possible. And interestingly, pass-through storage on Murphy beds is something that not a lot of brands have gotten right in the past. Rockwood was the first to really crack that riddle, and now every manufacturer and their brother has realized how to do it. But these guys, once again, were the trailblazers. You've got large stands on both sides of the bed. Now, during the day, this is like the perfect area you can set down drinks. I always forget to like grab a napkin. I'll grab my dinner plate, sit down, realize I forgot a napkin. So it's nice to have a spot for me to set down a plate. I appreciate that. Over here, household and USB outlets, including, I guess it's called like a 12-volt power plug, but I grew up calling it a cigarette lighter. But hey, what are you going to do? I think that's just one of those generational things. I'm getting old. The slide out over here. A really important note, you see that cabinet in the slide out right there. This is, once again, Rockwood doing Rockwood stuff. They include these extra storage capacities and compartments that are just not typically found on other brands, because it means that they have to make their stuff a little bit bigger, a little bit more expensive. But once again, Rockwood's not concerned about being the dollar cheaper brand. They're concerned about being the most feature equipped brand in their class out there. So not only do we have that whole extra pantry, now you notice how that cabinet looked kind of shallow compared to the whole depth of the slide. That's where some of that exterior storage on the slide face comes into play. And the other exterior slide face door actually goes under the rear bench of the dinette. So you always have full access to the dinette bench storage. Now, if you go lifting up the cushions and the seat decking on this dinette bench, you're actually going to find that it's all aluminum skeletons, and that's another Rockwood doing Rockwood situation here at Haylett RV, is they just aluminum frame every single thing that they construct effectively. Full overhead storage and that side closet next to your big kitchen pantry, and this is awesome. I like a wide pantry as opposed to a skinny, deep pantry any day of the week. Plus, dinette bench drawers to get to your storage makes life simple and easy. So you can put a lot of mac and cheese and cereal boxes in there, and the thing is, you can get to them. You don't have to like dig stuff out to get to the stuff behind it. Everything is fully accessible all the time. Now, we have upgraded to the maple wood tones, because remember, the one we have in stock could look different, but this here, when you go from the standard driftwood wood tones to these maple, you actually are picking up true maple hardwood doors. And you'll find that they don't do that in just the eye candy places. They do it throughout the entire RV. Like if you look below the kitchen counter over there, you see it. Speaking of the counter, how's about solid surface? Standard. You know, again, Rockwood has put themselves at a higher trim level, I would argue, than pretty much any other ultralight out there. Now, there's a couple brands that do little things here and there that Rockwood doesn't. That being said, though, it is extremely few and far between, and overall, Rockwood most certainly does have the highest equipment package within their respective categories. Anywhere that you see a Rockwood, compare anyone else that competes in that market, Rockwood has the most equipment. Now, our check-in crew beat me to the TV on this one because I was out of the office when this rolled in, but this includes an indoor-outdoor TV, and now what's neat is you actually get a nice look at the swing arm here. So it's a big double-jointed swing arm, so you can make it face the front bedroom, you can make it face the dinette, or you can dismount it and take the entire thing outside. The whole TV slides out of right here, and there's a matching bracket on the outside, as you recall. Now, another thing, Rockwood's actually running HDMI wiring. They're not giving you an HD-capable television and then non-HD capable wiring, which is so common in this business. The sink is recessed. You got a double bowl sink. And check this out. This Peninsula countertop is just pure, unadulterated fun space right here. All kinds of prep space because they've recessed the sink and they recessed the stove to make that happen. Now, they let me build and spec out our Rockwoods, and one thing I specifically do is I build them with no oven, because our customers have proven that they prefer this storage over an oven. Now, if you disagree, that's fine. we'll build you one with an oven. I don't care. But the majority of people, like 90% of people and more, don't need an oven, don't use an oven, so we take care of those needs. Now, you got triple full extension drawers over here. You see they're all plywood box constructed. The top one's shallow. I probably should have opened the other doors, but the top drawer is shallow so that they have room for the sink, because this is a very big, deep sink. They don't use a cheap little shallow bowl sink on this. Now, the bunk arrangement over here is something all of a sudden, now, it's not that Rockwood's the first one to ever do it. I'm not saying that. But they were the first to really go all in on it. And that's again, Rockwood doing Rockwood things. I've said that a bunch, but that's just the message of the day. So they created an awesome little cargo space right here, a nice little cargo garage. So to kind of dictate or demonstrate rather how big this is, I shoved the entire 30-pound double propane bottle cover in there, and it's not even touching anything. It's huge. So you've got a double over double bunk, you got windows for each bunk, you have lights for each bunk, and Rockwood still includes a ladder. So you don't need to throw the kids to the upper bed and throw your shoulder out. And check this out. This is a full oversized countertop extension you can add. As if you didn't already have enough counter space, you can add even more counter space. And it's the same matching solid surface material that you have in the kitchen. Also note, this is very much something like Jayco does. They use much, much thicker, heavier bunk mats in your Rockwood RVs. That is something that I tend to see on your more premier level models. And then just the detail stuff, so that this door doesn't fly off the handles and smack something. Just a little extra stopper that they put in there. Stuff like that's handy. Now, I mentioned outside, but this is the bigger Max Air vent fan. And again, what's cool about this is like the way this is constructed, the aluminum skeleton and the plywood floor decking, all that stuff I told you, the Max Air fan, all Rockwoods are built the same. Now, when you get up to the Ultra and the Signature series, they get bigger, and they do pick up a couple amenities, but the construction is the same. Nothing is ever like lost or better or less or whatever. They are all built identically, and that's what's great about this. If you like how this is put together, if you like how this has been so successful, but you want a little more of it, you want a bigger bunkhouse, take a look at the 27-foot outside kitchen bunkhouse that we have here at Haylett RV from Rockwood, or any brand. I mean, we have a lot of different things. And I love that little countertop overhang, because there's no such thing as too much countertop, but the way that they angled it on that bias keeps it out of the way. Plus, I kind of thought, that'd be a nice little spot for a little bathroom wastebasket. Just a little bitty bathroom wastebasket would go really nicely right there. Also, central air conditioning in like 25-foot Ultralite that's basically one room. And again, that's because Rockwood builds everything the same. And they use double air ducting. You can actually see 2 air runs going down the length of the ceiling. And in case you've noticed, this is a vaulted ceiling. I don't use liar, pants on fire, trick, fisheye lenses. I don't want to deceive you into buying from Haylett RV. I would like to earn your trust, earn your business, and earn the opportunity to meet you folks. And really, that's my last message I want to present to you here. We do everything at Haylett RV. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. But we've also gone way out of our way to educate you. We live very close to the factory. We don't pay the thousands of dollars of shipping that the average dealer does. It doesn't matter where you live. There is no such thing as too far away to work with Haylett RV. We have proven that with our success rates as the largest standalone dealer in the state of Michigan. Give us an opportunity. We'd love the opportunity to work with you. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.